Yo, what's good, gang? This the Dope Guy, and I am back with another video, big dog. Yo, hope you guys are all doing well out there because I'm doing alright, and here I am spinning the block with content for y'all, man. So, hey, yo, today's video is how American police compare to the police in Europe. I already know this is about to be a big difference between the police officers out here in America and out there in Europe. Shout out to all my people in Europe. I just know out here it is out here it's different. It's wicked. I ain't gonna lie to you. It is wicked. I don't know, man. It's crazy. I never had a crazy police encounter growing up, you know what I'm saying? Never really had it, but I know people who have, a lot of people who have actually, especially growing up in Chicago. But yo, I just know learning about police officers out here is gonna be totally different than what you learn about in Europe, so I cannot wait to get into this video. But before we do that, subscribe to the Dope Guy, that way to get notifications every time I upload, and from right here on Snapchat and Instagram right across the bottom screen. So with that being said, I'm not gonna hold y'all much longer because you already know this. Go big dog. Let's get into it. Yes, sirs.
We've all seen the headlines, the viral videos, the heated debates.
Yeah.
American police, a force of good or a force of fear? As we delve deeper into the world of law enforcement, we'll uncover surprising differences between the U.S. and Europe that might just change your perspective.
Maybe. Let's see.
Militarization, a unique American phenomenon. One of the most striking differences between American and European police forces is the level of militarization. In the U.S., many police departments, even in smaller towns, have access to military-grade equipment like armored vehicles, assault rifles, and drones, largely due to federal grants and a post-9/11 security mindset. This militarization has sparked concerns about excessive force and damaged relations between police and communities, particularly in marginalized areas. In contrast, European police forces generally adopt a more restrained approach. While some countries, like France or Spain, have specialized counterterrorism units, most European officers are equipped with less aggressive tools and focus on de-escalation, community policing, and non-lethal tactics. Training duration, a marathon versus a sprint. One of the most striking differences between U.S. and European police forces is the length and depth of police training. In the United States, becoming a police officer often involves anywhere between 18 to 30 weeks of training at a police academy. This training is largely focused on physical fitness, firearms proficiency, and basic law enforcement tactics. While it's intense, it pales.
What's funny, even years on the force, a lot of those tactics that they learn during training goes out the window
in comparison to the training that officers in many European countries undergo. In Europe, police officers typically train for much longer periods, often between 2 and 3 years before they're fully ready to hit the streets. For example, in Germany, police recruits undergo approximately 3 years of rigorous training, which includes everything from law to psychology and conflict de-escalation techniques.
See, that's how you should do it, man. 18 to 30 weeks. That's not even a year, bro. That's not even a year. It's not even a year, bro. But 2 to 3 years, 3 years max, and you learned everything from law to things of de-escalation, all that stuff, bro. That's how it should be. That's how it should be, man. That's how you get that's the proper training, dog.
Similarly, in the UK, police officers typically complete a 2-year probationary period, which includes comprehensive classroom instruction, on-the-job training, and ongoing assessments. This longer, more intensive training in Europe ensures that officers are better equipped to handle the complex nature of law enforcement, especially when it comes to understanding legal frameworks, dealing with mental health issues, and managing high-stress situations without the immediate use of force. Police accountability, transparency, and oversight. Police accountability is a hot topic in both the U.S. and Europe, but the systems for ensuring it are quite different. In the U.S., there are often calls for police reform and greater oversight, especially following controversial incidents of police misconduct. While there are mechanisms for accountability, such as body cameras, civilian oversight boards, and internal investigations, the process is often seen as opaque and lacking in consistent results. In Europe, however, many countries have more robust oversight systems in place, particularly when it comes to police conduct. For example, in the UK, the Independent Office for Police Conduct, IOPC, is an independent body that investigates complaints against the police and ensures transparency in the system. In Norway, Public trust in law enforcement is bolstered by independent review processes that allow citizens to file complaints and hold officers accountable for misconduct.
Oh, okay.
Moreover, in countries like Sweden and the Netherlands, police misconduct is treated with the utmost seriousness, and officers found guilty of abuse or corruption are often swiftly held accountable through internal or external investigations.
Not out here. Not out here. They do anything to protect their people, whether they're right or wrong. You know what I'm saying? Whether right or wrong.
Ensuring greater public trust in the police force. The role of technology, surveillance versus privacy. In recent years, both U.S. and European police forces have begun utilizing advanced technology to aid in law enforcement. However, there's a stark difference in how technology is used and regulated. In the U.S., surveillance tools such as facial recognition technology, drones, and predictive policing algorithms are being employed by law enforcement agencies, sometimes with little regulation or oversight. This has raised concerns about privacy rights, particularly in light of incidents where these technologies have been used disproportionately against minority communities. On the other hand, in Europe, the use of surveillance technology is subject to strict data protection laws, such as the General Data Protection Regulation, GDPR. European countries are much more cautious about the collection and use of personal data, and any surveillance activities are heavily scrutinized for their legality and necessity. The European Union has set high standards for police use of technology, often prioritizing individual privacy and freedoms over the unchecked expansion of surveillance tools. Policing and mental health. A major difference in approach. Policing in the U.S. often places a heavy burden on officers to handle a wide range of situations, including mental health crises. Unfortunately, the lack of proper training or resources can result in tragic outcomes, with police responding to mental health-related incidents with force instead of care.
Exactly, bro. Like you never know what people are going through, man. That makes them, especially if they ain't got it all up here, you never know what people are going through, man. Mental health is such a big deal, and I'm a huge advocate on mental health. I go through mental health issues as well, bro. If you guys do, man, more power to y'all. I pray to y'all things get better, but it happens, man. It's used with force instead of care, man. Because you don't know what people got going on up here, man. Life be lifing for real, dog, and it's sad.
In the U.S., over 1 in 5 fatal police shootings involve individuals with mental health issues.
Yeah, man.
In Europe, however, mental health training is often integrated into police education from the outset. Countries like Finland and the Netherlands have implemented specialized training that emphasizes care and understanding rather than punitive measures. In Finland, for example, officers are trained to recognize signs of mental distress and are equipped to handle situations calmly and effectively, often working in tandem with healthcare professionals to avoid violent escalation. Moreover, several European countries have separate mental health response teams that operate alongside the police, ensuring that individuals experiencing a crisis receive the appropriate care rather than being incarcerated or subjected to force. Civilian oversight, a patchwork system in the U.S. Civilian oversight of police is a crucial check on power, but its implementation varies widely across the U.S. Some states have robust civilian review boards with investigative and disciplinary authority, while others rely on internal affairs units within police departments. This patchwork system can lead to inconsistencies in accountability. In Europe, civilian oversight is often more centralized and standardized. Independent police complaints, commissions, or inspectorates have the power to investigate misconduct, recommend disciplinary action, and even refer cases to prosecutors. Policing culture, community versus authority. Another key difference between U.S. and European police forces is their overall relationship with the public. In the U.S., policing often has an authoritarian undertone. The term us versus them is a common sentiment, where officers view themselves as protectors of the public, often positioning themselves above the citizens they serve. This mentality can sometimes lead to a more confrontational approach in interactions with the public. In contrast, European policing tends to have a more community-oriented approach. The philosophy.
That's what we lack at. We lack in that department. Like, it's dead ass a us versus them mentality, bro. Dead ass.
Of police
We just want to make it home.
Is central to many European nations, particularly in the UK. British police, for example, pride themselves on not carrying firearms and often emphasize their role as part of the community, not separate from it. The idea is to build trust with citizens through transparency, respect, and communication. This approach fosters a sense of collaboration, where police officers are seen as problem solvers rather than enforcers of law and order. The difference in police culture often extends to how police officers engage with protests, public gatherings, and civil disobedience. In the U.S., large-scale protests have sometimes led to violent clashes with law enforcement.
Crazy.
With police using riot gear, tear gas, and rubber bullets to disperse crowds. On the other hand, European police forces are more likely to use dialogue, negotiation, and a gradual response to maintain order in similar situations.
Right.
In countries like the Netherlands and Spain, for example, public protests are often managed by officers who engage in conversation with protest leaders to prevent violence before it escalates. Public perception and trust. Finally, the public perception of the police is shaped by the differences in their training, tactics, and oversight. In the U.S., trust in police is a complex and often contentious issue.
Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. This is a big trust issue. There's a big ass gap in trust between that with the police out here, man. Hell yeah, that's a fact.
Incidents of police violence, particularly against Black Americans, have eroded public confidence in law enforcement, especially in communities of color. Movements like Black Lives Matter have highlighted the need for police reform, including changes to how officers are trained, how they interact with the public, and how accountability is handled. However, some communities in the U.S. still have a high level of trust in their local police, and efforts to improve police-community relations continue across the country. In Europe, public trust in police tends to be higher on average. While there are certainly instances of unrest or dissatisfaction with law enforcement, particularly in countries like France and Spain, where protests against police violence have occurred, the overall perception of police is generally more positive. This is largely due to the emphasis on community engagement, lower levels of militarization, and more robust accountability mechanisms. However, European police are not without their own challenges, particularly when it comes to issues like immigration, police brutality, and protests. While both American and European police forces aim to maintain public safety, their approaches to policing, use of force, community engagement, and accountability differ significantly. American police forces tend to be more heavily armed, more focused on immediate law enforcement, and face greater challenges related to accountability. European police forces, on the other hand, often have longer training periods, emphasize community engagement and de-escalation,
they know how to deal with
and generally have stronger oversight mechanisms. Understanding these differences is crucial not only for comparing policing strategies, but also for ongoing discussions about the future of law enforcement in both regions. Enjoyed the video?
Definitely a good video. I enjoyed that a lot, man. Shout out to USA versus Europe. Make sure you go subscribe to their channel first and foremost. A lot of this stuff I already knew as far as like the training differences between American police and European police, bro. 2 to 3 years. Out here is like 18 to 30 weeks, bro. That ain't long enough. You're risking your life and putting other people's lives in hand in 30 weeks? Nah, bro. Nah. I don't know. That's crazy, bro. Maybe over time, maybe it'll change as far as like what it take, like the requirements to be an officer or the hours and all the other stuff. Maybe it'll change, but who knows? Who knows, man? Yeah, it's just a big ass difference, man. The trust out here is definitely not where it is, man, for real. Definitely, it's a us versus them mentality. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's difficult. It's people are scared. Hell, I feel like they're the ones with all the equipment. They act more scared than we are. It's unfortunate. It really is. It is, but I don't know. Shout out to all my people in Europe. Much love, respect to y'all, man. I'm still tripping on that prison in Norway, man. They treat it like a college campus for real, because they're trying to bridge the gap of the relationship between the inmates and the officers, man. Bring some normality to it as much as they can, man. They make that prison. They try to make it more relatable to the outside as much as they can, man. And these are people who have unalive people, bro. Like, did some crazy harmful stuff to people, man. That's what it is, man. But that's the proper training that the officers have out there, man. That, you know what I'm saying, they just try to be more relatable to the people, to the public, be more relatable to them. And hey, I think that's needed. We definitely need that out here. Not saying that all officers are bad, I would never say that, but there's a lot of them, even with the body cam and all this stuff. There's a lot of them who really need to go back to basic training. It is what it is, man. And hopefully we see some changes in years to come. Who knows? It probably be changes when I'm not even here anymore. Who knows, bro? But yo, shout out to y'all, man, for real. But yo, I hope you enjoyed the reaction to this video. If you enjoyed my reaction, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the Dope Guy Big Dog. Hit the notification bell whenever I upload from right here on Snapchat and Instagram right across the bottom screen. Any other videos you may check out, please comment in this video or my other videos. Leave likes and comments on all my videos to help grow the channel, help the algorithm for sure. Any more videos you may check out, leave a comment in the comment section below. No, I got you. I'm gonna spin the block. But yeah, man, it's the Dope Guy, and I am out. Yes, sir.